President Rodrigo Duterte insists he has no other choice but to stay on China's good side because the only other option is to go to war. This after critics slammed the Duterte administration's weak response to Chinese bombers landing in South China Sea islands. Duterte, in his speech during the Philippine Navy anniversary, says, quote, "I cannot afford at this time to go to war. I cannot go to a battle which I cannot win and would only result in the destruction and probably a lot of losses for our armed forces." Duterte also says he prefers the violent option but admits he isn't prepared to take this route. Duterte says, quote, "In my simple calculation, I would have taken a stronger but probably a more violent way of doing it, and I said, in my own estimation, it will be a great loss to the nation." Duterte earlier said there's a need to remain meek and humble to receive the mercy of the likes of Chinese President Xi Jinping. But various experts have pointed out war and subservience to China are not the only options open to Duterte. Acting Chief Justice Antonio Carpio and former Foreign Secretary Albert Del Rosario call on the government to file a diplomatic protest against China. Vietnam, which claims the islands where Chinese bombers landed, has done this. No less than President Rodrigo Duterte's daughter and two of his grandchildren were among the Filipino children who received shots of the controversial Dengvaxia dengue vaccine. Special Assistant to the President Bongo confirms this to Rappler on Tuesday, the same day a House committee approved a 1.16 billion peso medical support fund for Dengvaxia vaccine recipients. Go says Kitty Duterte, the president's youngest daughter, and Sabina and Uno Duterte, the president's grandchildren, received the Dengvaxia vaccine. Kitty is Duterte's teenage daughter, but partner Hanilet Avancenia. Sabina and Uno are children of former Davao City Vice Mayor Paulo Duterte with his second wife, January Navarez Duterte. Go could not give details on when the children were given the shots. In November 2017, Sanofi announced Dengvaxia exposed recipients to more severe dengue if they got the vaccine without having developed the infection before. United States President Donald Trump on Tuesday says his landmark summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-Un may be delayed, but Trump insists Kim is serious about denuclearization. He says, quote, "There are certain conditions we want to happen. I think we'll get those conditions, and if we don't, we won't have the meeting." Trump adds, quote, "You never know about deals. I've made a lot of deals. You never really know." North Korea's willingness to denuclearize was recently plunged into doubt when Pyongyang slammed U.S. demands for unilateral nuclear abandonment. Pyongyang also canceled at the last minute a high-level meeting with South Korea in protest over joint military drills between Seoul and Washington. Trump suggests Kim's apparent about-face may have been at the behest of Chinese President Xi Jinping. He says, quote, "There was a difference when Kim Jong-un left China the second time. There was a different attitude after that meeting, and I was a little surprised."